This week, Pokimane to give Esports College Scholarship every year forever. Forever? Seems kind of crazy. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of This Week Today with CuriousJ, where we talk about gaming and streaming news. I am your host, CuriousJ. I appreciate y'all being here. Today, we're just going to get straight into it, guys. Let's do it. So, starting off, Drake signs multi-year live streaming partnership with Caffeine. Live streaming service Caffeine has announced an exclusive multi-year partnership with Drake. Drake will first produce a series of rap battles along with a range of additional live content, all of which will premiere on rapper's new Caffeine channel. Produced in partnership with Ultimate Rap League URL, the first battle will stream live from Atlanta on February 29th, with 2 more planned for this spring in Houston and Charlotte. Caffeine founder and CEO Ben Kairan says there's millions of people and this huge community around the world of people who love real rap battle, and URL is the biggest, most authentic, most respected battle rapping league in the world. It's got the sort of core tenets of UFC fighting and boxing, but getting into the experience right now, if you spoke to Drake, he'd say getting into it is really difficult. Drake's first showing of content is especially interesting, as it doesn't resemble his record-breaking Twitch livestream when the rapper joined Travis Scott, NFL player turned gamer Juju Smith, and pro gamer Tyler Ninja Bull Evans for a round of Fortnite last March. The friendly game quickly turned into a trending Twitter topic with 628,000 concurrent viewers, breaking the previous record of 388,000 viewers for a single player stream. The Caffeine deal serves to further expand live streaming offerings. CEO Ben Kairan says other platforms are very heavy in gaming, and Caffeine is really the first place that's bringing together entertainment and sports. It's a place where the next generation can go online and watch anything from X Games to Coachella to Fortnite, all in one place where they can hang with friends, interact, and enjoy this whole new experience. See, now guys, I think personally that Caffeine still has a long way to go. Now, how I do appreciate how they're not just gaming, which Twitch really isn't anymore either. You know, they have their IRL, they have their cooking, they have their music, they have a lot of different sections other than just gaming. However, I can greatly appreciate the fact that it's not just Twitch, Mixer, YouTube, Facebook gaming, DLive. There's a bunch of other ones. Now we have more thrown into the mix, and Caffeine seems to be a pretty heavy contender. Now, that's not to say it's anywhere near Twitch's standpoint or even YouTube gaming or Facebook gaming. Maybe soon it'll be on the point of Mixer, which, as we all know, as I've said before, has a very low market share as far as streaming goes. But hey, there's got to be competitors out there, and Caffeine definitely seems to stand its own ground, so that's really cool. So in other news, GeForce Now loses all Activision Blizzard titles weeks after its launch. Oh man, here we go again. Blizzard always finds a way to make the news, right? And lately it hasn't been anything good at all. You remember last week's Reforged talk? I don't want to get into it. But anyways, so NVIDIA has announced that all Activision Blizzard games available on its GeForce Now streaming service will soon be removed from streaming play at the publisher's request. The move affects a number of GeForce streamable games on Blizzard's Battle.net launcher, including Overwatch, World of Warcraft, StarCraft 2, and the Call of Duty series. NVIDIA said in a statement, "We're continually adding new games and on occasion having to remove games, similar to other digital service providers. While unfortunate, we hope to work together with Activision Blizzard to re-enable these games and more in the future." Activision Blizzard hasn't publicly commented on the reason for this pullback, and the company's games could return soon for all we know. In episode 6 of this podcast, we talked about how last month Activision Blizzard announced that it had entered into a multi-year partnership with Google Cloud to provide back-end infrastructure support for its games, as well as esports streaming services through YouTube. This could very well have a lot to do with why they pulled the games from GeForce Now. However, Activision didn't announce any plans to bring new games to Google Stadia's service at that time. but such a move would make sense as an extension of that existing partnership. The timing for the removal is especially surprising considering that GeForce Now just came out of a lengthy beta period this month. The service touted streaming support for hundreds of its existing games purchased across Steam, Epic Game Store, Ubisoft Uplay, Bethesda Launcher, EA's Origins, all as a major selling point. The quick removal of Battle.net from that list so soon after the rollout is a small body blow for the new service, though NVIDIA does note that there are over 1,500 games that developers have asked to be on board to the service, and that new titles will be added through weekly updates. So, small loss of some big games, but could be a lot of really good games coming up pretty soon here. So GeForce Now users can still play their Activision Blizzard games locally, so no one will fully lose access to any purchases as a result of this move. That probably won't be the case if and when Google streaming service Stadia service shuts down. Still, the feature removal is painful to anyone who purchased these games or NVIDIA streaming service subscription plan, at least in part to enjoy them via streaming. The reason we say that is because that includes players who might have used GeForce Now to play Activision Blizzard games on mobile phones, where local play just isn't an option in most cases. That had recently gotten very popular. I mean, you hear and see about it all the time, people playing World of Warcraft, Diablo 3, a bunch of other games on their phones. Most people these days are on the go. So it was definitely huge to be able to play major games like that on your phone that aren't readily available to be played on the phone. So this could set that back for a lot of people until they find another way to really get into that. In other news, Katana Zero's free DLC will be 3 times larger than expected. So before I get into the actual announcement of it, it's crazy to me that Katana Zero is even... I had no idea that they were making more what's the word for it? Content. You know what I mean? I didn't know they were expanding the game. If you haven't played the game, oh my god, please go play it. So when we last checked in with Katana Zero last year, they added an update where you can pet the cat, which is cool. That's awesome. You can pet the cat. Everyone loves that. But for a while after that, there was a quiet period from Askasoft, developers of Katana Zero, as they worked on another game. They've just taken to their Twitter to say that the game's expansion DLC is still on track and will still be free. It's just taken longer than expected because it's 3 times the size it was originally planned to be. In my opinion, that's awesome, because 3 times the size means 3 times the content, and I just want to be able to play as much more Katana Zero as possible. Because as much as I love the game, the story was great, the gameplay was great, it was kind of short. It did feel like you could beat it in a day. 4 hours, 5 hours even, I would say, if you're, depending on how hard it is for you to get through it. But yeah, that's all there really is to say about that. I'm just super excited about this, guys. Katana Zero is one of my favorite games. Digital Devolver, or Devolver Digital, sorry, I said that backwards, makes some of my favorite games. Hotline Miami 1 and 2, Enter the Gungeon, Gris, which was beautiful. There's just so many good games that they make, and Katana Zero was definitely one of my favorites. Like I said just a minute ago, if you haven't played it, please do yourself a favor, go play that game. It's amazing. So last but not least, I want to get into the streaming news, as I always do at the end of these episodes. This week, Pokimane to give Pokimane College Scholarship every year forever. Forever? Seems kind of crazy, but I mean, with the kind of money she makes, I can see that being a thing. So, Twitch streamer and internet celebrity Pokimane Anise announced that she has partnered with UCI Esports for a brand new scholarship which will be awarded to one student every year forever. Pokimane broke the news during a live broadcast on February 13th, announcing that she has partnered with the University of California Irvine's Esports initiative to create a special Poki scholarship. The scholarship will be awarded to a student in UCI's esports program, which Anise expressed excitement about, as it can be difficult for full-time college students to divide their priorities between studying and pursuing a career in competitive gaming. They are pursuing esports while getting a degree in school, she explained, which I know from experience is so freaking hard. That's not all. Pokimane also revealed that she will be sponsoring 4 STEM Advantage scholarships for majors in science, technology, engineering, and math. She continues on to say, I've been working for so long because I wanted to figure out a way to give back to both esports, the community, which I've gotten a whole life out of. And if you guys didn't know, I also studied engineering while I was in university. Education is something that I genuinely care so much about. Cool, humble, I like it. This statement comes as a little surprise to fans though, considering that her mother is an elementary school teacher. That's also cool. But there's no arguing that a scholarship from such a massive personality in the gaming scene marks a massive stride for esports, blooming status in universities worldwide. The winning student will receive $2,500 annually beginning in 2022, with a report from the university clarifying that there is no limit to how many times a student can earn the scholarship during his or her time at UCI. I was about to say UTI, sorry guys. So that's where forever comes in. As long as you're in the school and you have, qualified for the scholarship, you're gonna get it for your remaining time there. That's awesome. $2,500 as far as school goes, sometimes people are like, it's not really that much. But I mean, hey, that's $2,500 you didn't have before. That's gonna help you out a lot in the long run, honestly. So UCI's latest initiative follows the construction of their very own esports arena, with the program itself having been founded in 2015, the first of its kind, which has since led to similar projects in colleges across the United States. As esports continues to grow, so too will its involvement in higher education, with Pokimane's donation standing as the latest chapter in an ever-evolving industry. That's actually something I had heard about recently. So in the city where I'm from, they are also working on a esports arena from my understanding. I don't have any confirmation on that, so there's nothing I can really link you guys to, but I've heard rumors, and that's huge. That wasn't a thing back when I was in college. That would have been awesome. Like, we were already gaming. We were studying at school, taking homework home, and then gaming on our free time. I mean, let's be honest, we gamed more than we did homework, that's for sure. But it would have been cool to be able to focus all that gaming time into something competitive, something that would have actually meant something, been worthwhile. But, time goes on, things change, and honestly, I'm happy that this change is happening. It just shows how the gaming scene as a whole is just growing and getting bigger and better, and it's just awesome. I'm excited. But that's gonna be it for this week, guys. I appreciate y'all hanging out. Whether you're listening to this here on the YouTube VOD, on Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play Music, anywhere it's at, I really do appreciate you guys. I do stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/CuriousJ, Monday through Thursday, with sometimes weekends thrown in there. They're kind of surprise streams, I would call them, but you never know. Usually around 10 p.m. Central. Thursdays we do Nintendo Night, where we play Smash and Mario Kart with the community. So if that's something you enjoy to do, playing those games, you already have them, come join in. It's always a great time with the community. Till next time, guys, take it easy. Remember, stay curious. Peace.